Kill him! Ow! Erhard, no! Greetings and welcome to Battle Brothers. Oh yes, that's right. We are returning to the grim fantasy world of mercenaries, monsters, and all manner of mayhem. As the new update, the Worldmap update, is about to drop, and the developers, Overhype Studios, have kindly given me early access to this awesome new update ahead of its release on Monday, the 29th of February. And I should just say that calling this simply the Worldmap update is kind of underselling it, because this update does indeed overhaul the world map, but it also adds a host of new and improved features to the game. In fact, I've been pretty hyped for this for quite a while now. I'm really looking forward to getting in and seeing what is new and what has changed. But why talk about it when I can show you it? New game, because of course so much has changed that I don't think the old game would work, and besides there is a new introduction to the game that I really want to take a look at, and of course we want a new world because it's the new world map, right? It's the world map update. Many things will be different, but of course we're still going to be the Purple Scythe mercenary company. What else could we be? Who else could we possibly be but the Purple Scythe mercenary company? Of course the scythe itself is actually yellow, but anybody who points this out will usually get the pointy end of one of our scythes or swords. Or indeed sticks, if that's all we have available to us at that moment in time. So there we are, the Purple Scythe. We're going to go for an even difficulty challenge, because I'm pretty sure it can still be pretty brutal, this game. And yeah, let us begin! The last battle. It all went wrong. 2 days ago, the company was hired to track down Hogarth the Weasel and his band of raiders. But it was them who found you first. An ambush. Some joke about horses cut short by an arrow to the throat. Arrows shooting in from everywhere and nowhere. Men holler and scream. A great volume before death. As the hail subsides, you draw your weapon with the rest of your men, only to collapse to your knees. An arrow has punctured your side. You shout in pain. A harried glance sees the men charge without you to make a valiant last stand. Men in force as steel clashes with steel. You meet eyes with the captain. A last nod before his throat is cut. You are left in command now of what few men remain. Trembling in pain, you lean on your sword, and with all the will you can muster, slowly rise again. To the end! So we go straight into a tactical battle this time, in true epic fashion. Who's this? One Eye! No! One Eye has been slain already. And this must be Captain Bernhard! Captain Bernhard actually survives. I don't know if Captain Bernhard is supposed to survive. Is he going to be in charge if he survives this battle? I guess we will find out. In all the previous times when I've started the game, Captain Bernhard had actually died in front of me. So, there you go. I don't know. Anyway, Torleaf, it is you now. You can possibly save Captain Bernhard. And then he can, I don't know, leave the company and sort of chill out and things. Look, there is Hogarth the Weasel as well. This is the guy we came to find. I don't know if I should maybe drop an arrow in him. It seems like perhaps I should try and protect old Captain Bernhard here. Torleaf! Take him down! Take him down! Take him down! It was a good shot, but his armor, look, the Weasel has run. He has fled from the battlefield. Erhard! Erhard, you old dog, you! You have to get stuck in there. Get stuck in and win the day. I guess, well, can you, like, make it here? That's quite a long way to move, but up you go. Stand on the slain bodies of the enemy. Arnold! Arnold! Get in there, Arnie, with that grizzled expression of yours and that massive axe, which can only be there to cleave men in half. Sadly, there is no action points left for any cleaving to happen. Oh no, Captain! The Captain has been slain before my very eyes. Let's give him one last grim nod. And then we will unload on his... nearly went in the back of Arnold there. Who is this? Torleaf the Strong, you need to be more careful. You really need to. We know what happens when archers are not careful. Alright, Arnold. Can you split this man in half? He cannot split this man in half, despite the fact that he just saw his own captain be slain before his very eyes. Erhard, what have you got? You've got a spear, so we can do a spear thrust, or we can do a knockback, or we can do a shield wall, raising to a protective stance until next turn. Allies using shield wall next to each other further increase their protection. Well, we have no other allies to do it with. So I think we're probably best off just trying to kill these as quickly as possible. Come on, Erhard. Don't whiff. That was a whiff. Oh, you've just taken 2 blows back. We're getting hammered here. Are we even going to survive the opening battle? Torleaf, it's up to you. You have to make this count. An aimed shot has 10% chance to hit and -2 per tile of distance. Well, that doesn't sound like a great chance. I assume plus 10% on top of his base chance to hit rather than anything else. Make it stick! Oh, that nearly went into Arnold again. Seriously, Torleaf, you are not proving to be strong right now. Split man, come on, Arnold. Arnold has also whiffed. These are terrible, these people. They're rubbish. I want a new set of starting mercenaries. Erhard, you have a name of old, so I'm expecting you to finally do something. There we go, that's more like it. Can you get a second? He dodged the second attack. Oh, we've taken 2 hits back. Erhard is in a bad way. Look, he's all cut up. Torleaf, you've missed with your previous several attempts. Costs 8. Does moving 1 step cost 2 AP? Well, we won't be able to do an aim shot if we did that. So we'll just stay here and we'll just aim and shoot. This time it's going to succeed. He can't miss. Oh, he only has a 19% chance to hit. It's a 23% chance to hit, weirdly, someone who's further away. Armed with a shield, distance of 4, line of fire blocked. Armed with a shield, distance of 5, line of fire blocked. Curious. Kill him! Ow! No! Oh, that was not good! That was not good! That was a bad thing to do. Come on, we need to start seriously splitting these people in half. Erhard, if you don't kill him, he is going to kill you. Oh, good work, Erhard. Good work, my man. I don't think you should actually step up right now. Let's just put you into shield wall. Alright, it's good. He missed. We can still make this work. Torleaf, you're rubbish. Move up here and do a quick shot. What's your chance to hit? 36% chance because we moved closer and we're no longer line of sight blocked. Clearly, that's what we should have done all along. Oh yes, Torleaf, you've saved the day by finally realizing how to use your bow. Erhard, obviously, number of kills this character had during battle, 1. So, Torleaf and Erhard both got kills. XP 93, poor old Arnold, he only got an XP of 68, but, you know, he is received hit point damage, received 23 armor damage. He received, well, obviously, you know, Torleaf hanging out at the back with his bow, didn't receive any. Erhard received really quite a lot, some of which was from Torleaf, to be fair, in the back by an arrow, and you can see generally how cut up he is. Loot, what have we got? We got a pickaxe, wooden shield, nice to have, a militia spear, buckler, and a rugged surcoat. We'll tick all of that stuff, and we shall leave. And a bloodied and ruined wreck, but at least we are alive. The aftermath. You're alive. You won. The adrenaline fades, and in its wake, you can't help but sink back to the ground. It looks like you won't be holding a sword again anytime soon. Gritting your teeth, you snap the arrow shaft. Oh! Your chest heaves for breath, feeling the pain well up into your very lungs. Most of the company lies dead. All those men you fought with side by side in the shield wall this past year. And Hogarth did justice to his name, running like the weasel that people mock him to be. He did, even though he kind of had us on the ropes. The last 3 of us were obviously so awesomely badass that he knew that his number was up. What now? A voice says from behind. It's Arnold, who sits down beside you, bedding his bloodied axe on his legs. You turn to him to reply, but before you can answer, he continues. The captain's dead. He slit his throat. He was a good man and a damn good leader. But all it took was one mistake. That makes you the one in charge now, don't it? Erhard joins the two of you, still breathing heavily. Let's save the anointments for another day. I figure we give the men a good burial and return to Markdorf to collect our pay. The weasel's men are slain, after all, even if the man himself tucked tail and ran. We ought to see that arrow sticking out of you before we lose another man. We ought to see that arrow. See to that arrow. Sorry, it's been a hard, long battle. We ought to see to that arrow sticking out of you before we lose another man. Don't worry, you won't lose me. I am in fact a wizard, and was never much of a fighter, but I am an excellent tactical commander. So be it. The Purple Scythe, return to Markdorf to get paid. So this is it. This is the new map. We've got like coastlines here now. We've got snowy regions in the north. We've got kind of like plains in the south. All sorts of good stuff. Where you are in the world will affect like the battle map much more significantly, and also kind of like, you know, snow will have an impact. All of this good stuff. Oh, tons and tons of updates. It's like a different game, I tells ya. And this is where we need to go. Markdorf, which looks like a fairly small settlement, to be honest with you, but we can head there. Where are we? We're over here. Let us return to Markdorf. Our little company making its way through the world. Battered. Beleaguered. But at least we are alive. At least 3 of us are alive. I'm not sure if I count as one of those 3, or if it's those 3 plus me. I think it's supposed to be those 3 plus me. I think I'm kind of, you know, I like hover above the battlefield, wizard style, commanding things. The return to Markdorf. What a sorry display it must be for the onlookers as you arrive in Markdorf. 4 bloodied and beaten mercenaries down on their luck. The man who hired the company days ago, Robert the Burgermeister, no doubt expected you to return in a more glorious fashion. Still, he welcomes you to his house again, and offers bread and wine, whilst a servant fetches a healer. Few words are exchanged, except for the occasional grunt and wheeze, as an elderly man with shaky hands tends to your wounds. Finally, Robert the Burgermeister breaks the silence. So, how did you fare? A pin knifes through your skin, the first of many stitches to come. You grit your teeth till you think you hear one break. Robert the Burgermeister takes on a grave look, and he quickly hides his face behind a drink of wine. Finding breath, you give answer to his asinine question. We killed all of Hogarth's men, but he managed to elude our blades to the end. The healer waves around a glowing fire poke, suggesting he wants to push it into your wound. You nod, and he does so. For a moment, that's all there is. You're not a man, but a pinch of fire, flesh from flame. As the pain subsides, you come to see that Robert the Burgermeister's mood has lightened. Well, all his men are dead then? Well, that's... I see. A good thing you removed that threat for Markdorf. But that man truly is elusive. He is elusive, and he is our nemesis now. I shall not rest until I have put my sword through his neck, or one of my men, at the very least, has put his sword, axe, or arrow through his neck. Or spear. Don't forget spears, they're very important. Or scythe, should we ever find one. They are equally important, and ideally will be the primary armament of my company. For make no mistake, this is my company of men now. I am their leader. We expect to get paid for this as well, by the way. Robert the Burgermeister gasps. Well, naturally, I gave my word, didn't I? 100 crowns for every man, so as I see it, that's 400 crowns for the 4 of you. He gestures towards his servant, who nods, and hands him a wooden chest from which to take the pay. I wonder, may I make use of your services one more time? I'd very much like to end the headache that is Hogarth the Weasel once and for all. So would I. And I would pay you again, of course, another 400 crowns, shall we say? Arnold scoffs and turns to drink more wine. But Erhard stands to speak. How did Erhard speak? Yeah, the company is in ruin, but we can rebuild it. You know, Arnold, he'd drink the crowns away and end up begging on the streets, and Torleif the Strong wouldn't fare any better, chasing the women folk until one stove his rotted head in. We need the Purple Scythe. It's all we have. What say you, Captain? Arnold burps and raises his cup to you. Torleif the Strong playfully thumbs his nose and nods. You're their captain now, and your men look to you for leadership. Yes, we have unfinished business with Hogarth. We surely do. Robert the Burgermeister claps his hands in satisfaction. Very good, excellent. I'll need some time to find out where Hogarth is hiding now. In the meantime, I suggest you see about stocking up on supplies so that you be good and ready to end this when the time comes. I shall see you in a few days' time, at the latest. As you leave the comforts of Robert the Burgermeister's house and stand on the outskirts of Markdorf again, Erhard seeks a word with you. What it is we need is more men, Captain. I know I've got a big speech back there, but we ain't nothing without warm bodies in the ranks. We should hire at least 3 more sword hands. Buy them some decent weapons and dress them in the best armor we can afford. The man pauses to glance around. I bet this Boodunk town's got a desperate peasant or two looking for a new life. Or we could travel to Westerholz in the north. Them city folk aren't always as hardy as these country bumpkins, but we're more likely to find men with fighting experience stopping to rest there. And they'll see better weapons too. That's what we shall do. That is what we shall do left. So we are here in Markdorf. And it is, it's a pretty small little town. The temple is not unlocked at this time. Perhaps later. The marketplace, a lively market offering all sorts of goods common in the region. And of course, we can hire. I think that's it as far as this town goes. There's not much going on here. It is a small settlement after all. Let's see what men there are available. Oh, there's actually quite a lot here. Look, we've got Albrecht. Although just a simple miller, Albrecht always dreamed about wandering about in the world and bring home tales and pockets full of crowns. One night, he was awoken by a loud thunderstorm. Oh, intriguing. Rushing outside, Albrecht realized that his mill had been ignited by a lightning strike. Egads, Albrecht, no! Although he does not know the next thing about fighting, Albrecht is eager to sign up with a mercenary company, hooked by the promise of adventure. Ooh, Albrecht, you've got a great tash. That tash has pretty much sold me on you already. What are you, 165? You're kind of middle range. Kurt here, 400. Oh wow, we've obviously inherited the entire treasury of the Purple Scythe mercenary company, so 3,400 crowns in the bank. That's plenty. It'll last us 113 days of pay. Well, we're not going to need it for that long. So let's do some hiring. We're going to hire Albrecht because I like the cut of his jib, and it's 165 up front. It's a 7 daily pay. He's probably not super uber or anything, but we need meat as well as potatoes. If that makes any sense. We're going to hire you, Albrecht. Siegfried, I don't think we're going to hire you, despite whatever it is about you. Look, he's also a miller. We're not interested in another miller. Leif, a lazy farmhand, dreaming his days away. I don't think we want anyone lazy in the mercenary company, you know. Ingolf, look, he's got nunchucks. Ingolf, are you a ninja? A lazy farmhand dreaming his days away. Ingolf was no stranger to hardship and manual labor. As less and less work is to be had at the farmstead, he eventually decided to move on to find work elsewhere. He collected his belongings, which include a pair of nunchucks, and set out into the world. Alright, you know what, Ingolf? I think we're probably going to hire you. You don't have a second part to your name, which is generally considered good. I don't think we really want Alfred the Ratcatcher. Maybe we do. Maybe he can be just, chaff or something. Alright, Ingolf, we're going to hire you. And I'm eager to find out about Kurt, because not only does he have an awesome name and an awesome beard and a pitchfork, but he costs 400 to hire, so he's got to be pretty decent, right? A farmhand, Kurt ploughed the fields for years. As lesson let, well, he has the same story, to be fair, as the last guy. But I think, 400 is quite a lot. But it might be good. He might be good. We're going to hire him. Yeah, we're going to hire him. Come on, Kurt. You've got an awesome beard and a great name. So you are in. You are in the crew. Alfred the Ratcatcher, Siegfried, Leif. Do we need any more? We've hired 3. We could hire a 4th just to kind of round us out a little bit. We could take Alfred the Ratcatcher. With perhaps misplaced pride, Alfred fashions himself as a man of the sewers. He grew up in Markdorf, surviving on rat, the fruit of the sewers. For cheap entertainment, his father taught him the ways of snaring tiny rodents. But Markdorf wears on people, and it wore on Alfred like a giant nibbling creature. Trusting his rat-whispering skills, Alfred now seeks to perhaps graduate his skills from rats to dogs, and maybe humans, so he says. He doesn't appear to know what he's in for, but perhaps it's best not to tell him. Alright, I can't... Alfred the Ratcatcher, you are in. You are totally in. You're going to be like our mascot. No one is going to mess with Alfred, do you hear me? He survives. He survives this day and all days, for he is now the mascot of the mercenary company. Alfred, you're hired! Captain's making. 3 decades ago, in the reign of Victoria, London was stolen by bats. Now it lies a mile below the surface. It was dreadfully inconvenient for everyone, but it opened a vast black ocean to you. Welcome to the Untersee. Fire on it for science! Ah yes, a direct... Oh no, look, it's coming for us! Quick, run away! I think it attacked us. I think we may have taken a bit of damage, not too much. There's another one, look. We better get back in a firing arc. Oh,